talk to me about what names you're watching, where the disappointment, where the upside is going to be.
Yeah, sure. There are two big trends kind of we're looking for. Which of these tech companies can continually optimize time, yield time savings for consumers? And the second thing is which can increasingly serve as the point of access for content aggregation for consumers. And when you look at that, Amazon continues to lead as the bellwether and the poster child for the companies that can accomplish that. Obviously, they had the blip last quarter, but I think that the direction and force of the trends continue to move in their favor. Facebook, you have that massive regulatory overhang, but at the end of the day, there's still no real alternatives to them, save Google. And then Twitter, I think they're still going through this identity crisis, trying to figure out what they are. The stock's really expensive. Just be cautious there.
So Alicia, talking about social media in general, there may be regulatory overhang, to use James' term, but I don't see it showing up in number of users or number of dollars from advertisers. People seem to go to it no matter what the regulatory overhang might be.
That's right. And in terms of using social media for advertising, it is the best platform out there for businesses, for targeted advertising. That is not going away, and the users are not going away either. And the real issue is whether there is some kind of political will for the Democrats and the Republicans, for different reasons, but ultimately to come in and regulate the social media space. And the interesting thing is, I mean, as we heard what Marty said, you may have to actually shut it down to regulate it, because how can you actually control content? It's impossible to control content when it's wide open. And so either you get no regulation or you get something really drastic. And if you get the thing that's really drastic, obviously the multiples are going to be completely compressed.
Yeah, James, all of this, though, we know and talked about, yet the markets don't seem to care. I mean, if you come inside the Bloomberg here, the white line is the tech sector performance, and the blue line is price to cash flow. I mean, the impetus has still been buy these names no matter what the headwinds. Is it going to be the same thing this quarter?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's really no place else for the dollars to go, and that's the problem. You know, when you look at the regulatory issues, and I don't want to be as ominous there about it, but really it boils down to privacy. And what is the privacy debate? It's about the fact that all of our networks are blending together. You know, what used to be your work network, your friend network, your store network, that's all in unison right now, blended. And the thing with regulation is, and you talk about the Mueller report here, is what we need is transparency. Because if you can understand how the data is collected, where the data is coming from, and how the data is being used, so you could determine for yourself on the validity of the information that you're receiving, I think that would go wonders, and then consumers can make the decision on how exactly they want to spend their time and which platforms that they want to reward.